we'll get some very important presentation for bring up una. Now a press statement where the Minister for Territorial Administration he put them out. So now if you see I'm on the screen, newspapers them today they don't post them all over Cameroon. They post about what way the Minister for Territorial Administration, Minister Paul Atanga Nji, they put them out there, and I want to bring some clarity for una. Now why do I bring una this short, very quick presentation this morning, or when already afternoon for una for Cameroon. So as now say this one the Guardian Post daily newspaper, it say push for political transition, Minad boss slams Nji and co for consulting jailed separatist leaders. He insists that the meeting with Sisiko Ayub Tabe and co endorses or is an endorsement of chaos in the northwest and the southwest region of Cameroon. So what will happen now, say you get some political alliances and some politicians, the opposition politicians inside Cameroon, they form two groups, two alliances them for challenge President Paul Biya or the CPDM for the next presidential election for 2025. And then some of the political leaders, then some one of them, now Honorable Nenchu way na opposition, na parliamentarian, they go for Kondengi, go shidon dialogue or talk with Ayuk Tabe. They give you some promises or whatever. According to them, they come out, can put out a statement, talk today. So they want for first release the political prisoners. Now, what's that way you talk? The Honorable Nenchu is their platform said they want for release the Ayuk Tabe, the Nera 10 and the Ambazonian terrorists for prison. And then they want for them sit down and get a frank, inclusive dialogue. What are the dialogue now about separating Cameroon or whatever? I don't know, but now what's that when the statement that way they put them out. So in the course of that, now the Ambazonian terrorists, their response that we did on the screen, Ayabacho Command talks today, so they are compromised. This any dialogue or negotiation with prisoners in Yaoundé is null and void. Of course, when I get to understand, say the infighting amongst these idiots, them, the so-called Ambazonians, it be unprecedented. It's so bad. It's even worse than the infighting where it exists between Ndele Foncha in the 1950s and the 60s. It's worse. I mean, Anglophones, they never learn anything from their past, from the history. The infighting way Ndele and Foncha we get them now, it lead we to where we suffer from today, where it lead to the dissolution of their political parties, it lead to the destruction of the federal system, where it lead to the unitary state, and it lead to all their powers where they get them, they hand them over to Yaoundé because they will chase their own individual, personal, political ambitions, and they will fight amongst themselves. They will fight for the ordinary Anglophones or the people then for the West Cameroon state at that time. So the infighting amongst Anglophones, them, it don't go from a bad situation in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s to even worse in the new millennium, in the 2000s. So they are fighting. And another thing to say when I get for understand, I'm sure some people they think today, so therefore just compromise the Nera 10, therefore sentence them to hanging, sentence them to death, and just wipe them out. Some things the day where you get to do them with sense, keeping them alive. Now you don't accelerate the infighting amongst the Ambazonians, and that's what we want. I mean, because I want to say a destruction of Ambazonian terrorism. If when I listen to where all the Amba terrorists that they talk today, you get Capo Daniel, Ayabacho, and all the rest, where they talk today, themselves they confess. Say no, not even Cameroon government it kill them or destroy them, but now their own infighting, so they don't implode. Where it means that so they don't consume themselves from within amongst themselves. And now one of the things in this way for 2018, when Una countryman if we start this fight against Ambazonian terrorism, I'll be explaining for Una say so. The reason why they use not only pigeon for talk, the reason why we are the focus my attention now on the people the way they did on the ground, on the ordinary people the way they carry the guns, them, the Amba terrorists themselves, the civilian population on the ground. I'll be focused my attention on them because I be know the importance, the part where they get to play. I be know say if we target them and we talk to them, we make them they get sense, they go reject the Ambazonian terrorism. While we at the same time we cause infighting amongst them in the diaspora and infighting amongst the ones who they did on the ground, they kill themselves. So for destroy an organization, you don't need for bring an external force. If you bring an external force can't destroy them, then there may be a possibility say that organization it could try for come alive again in the future. For example, Biafra. Now the Nigerian central government, it defeat Biafra by military combat. So now, decades later, that happened in 1970. So now you get in the 2000s, within 2024, in the 2000s, you get now, this one will come up now, they call them, say, the indigenous people of Biafra, the IPOP, because they were defeated by military combat. But organization like ambassador terrorism, where it destroy itself, will never, ever resurrect, ever again. And now the strategy that we need for make it possible for Anglophones themselves for realize, say, ambassador terrorism, it be bad for them. So in the future, you know, we need no external body for can stop that nonsense. Only the Anglophone themselves they could stop the nonsense if we ever attempt for rear its ugly head again in the future. You know, we need an external somebody for can't destroy for we. So now the situation that way would they in my contributor. So I will bring one the communique where Minister Paul Atanga Nji, he put them out. I will bring up one in a second. Una bear with me. So when I don't see all these newspapers where the day out today, they are talking about one and the same thing. All these movements Minister Paul Atanga Nji don't talk today, so they be illegal. So some of the Amba terrorists too, they be glad today. So some opposition parties they go hold talks with the ones for Kondengi. Why were some of them they vex? So the dynamic now say the fear say they so if Ayub Tabe and the Neraten they come out of Kondengi, they go come contest legitimacy and some level of power with them. So Ayabacho the fear say if Ayub Tabe come, it go can't take away some of his powers and some of his voice where if he talk, and then maybe Ayub Tabe go claim legitimacy, say na he be legitimate. So any dialogue, negotiation, whatever. Because remember, I said these people they are fighting for their own personal interests. While we Sakoi come they in the same camp where the fear say they so if Ayub Tabe they come out of Kondengi, it go can't fight power. Now why that way? Time where Christopher Anu be still there with Ayub Tabe. I mean Christopher Anu be still there with Sako Ikome, their camp. They will actually hold a meeting where they talk say they want for neutralize Ayub Tabe, for silencing. Christians say Asom we actually can make a prayer publicly, openly, publish them, where the talk say make Ayub Tabe rotten inside Kondengi. Because at that time there will be fear. Say if Ayub Tabe get any chance to be released out of Kondengi, it go fit take back some following, fundraising abilities, and the legitimacy or the voice where now they wield that so-called voice or that small power where they claim say they get them, where they fit talk for do fundraising, for thief money, for talk, for try for claim for talk on behalf of the Anglophones them. Ayub Tabe can't take some of that power and some of that legitimacy away. So that's why they are fighting for them. But Ayub Tabe made a killing. Now why that way they be impeach Ayub Tabe now one time, twice, and then they go take the so-called government where Ayub Tabe before man, they seize them from me, create their own. Because remember I said in the beginning, Sako Ikome, it will call itself now AIP, the acting interim president, acting because they be believe at that time today. So Sisiko Ayub Tabe be still being at the interim president. So Ayub and then sorry, make a catch my words. So at that time they be believe say or they be understand say Ayub Tabe Julius for Kondengi, it been at the acting interim, it been at the interim president. Why way Sako Ikome for outside they act on your behalf, on your behest. So now time where they go their separate ways now. It sees that title now. It don't still call itself acting interim president. It just call itself say the president of the so-called whatever or interim president. It come on now from the acting interim president to the interim president. Now it don't just wipe them. Now it just been a president. So now then they get another coup d'etat amongst themselves where now Christopher Anu they break away with Marianta. Then they go form their own so-called IG. And then now for Marianta and Anu, they get problems again. They break away. Marianta and IG. Now Marianta go on side. And then Christopher Anu and Sperm Chop them, they go their own side. And so now 4 or 5, or maybe now 17 or now 18 IG they I don't lost count, but that is the trajectory. Now what did that happen? So when I get the background story. So the fantastic idea for keep these ones them for Kondengi, so that for as long as they are alive, it would cause infighting and it would destroy ambassador terrorism from within. So now one of the reasons that way, me personally, I will be against eliminating them because they still get used. As they are alive, they still get used. And one of that use Now, for cause confusion and infighting amongst the Amba terrorists. Now, make a read for una wait away. Minat, Minister Paul Atanga Nji, I don't put them on the screen for una, so una fit see am. Okay, Minister Paul Atanga Nji, Minat, it talks say, it write for press statement yesterday, the 12th of March 2024. It say, for close to 3 months now, some political leaders in quest of cheap popularity, in quest of cheap popularity and in defiance of the legal instruments in force, have put in place 2 fake associations called the Alliance Politique pour le Changement, or whatever, the APC, and the other alliance, the ATPC, in preparation for the 2025 presidential elections. The minister regrets that the promoters of the platforms have been engaged in several outings despite their illegal status, going as far as organizing consultations with the intention of recruiting new members. So the situation is worsened by the fact that promoters of these clandestine movements visited terrorists in prison who have been convicted for serious crimes committed in the Northwest and the Southwest regions with the aim of forging a political alliance. They have gone as far as giving unacceptable preconditions to government in favor of these dangerous terrorists. Just this weekend, precisely on Saturday, March 9th, Honorable Jean-Michel Ninchu indicated that he visited jailed Ambazuna terrorists Ayub Tabe in prison in Kondengi. In addition to this, the Minister for Territorial Administration, Atanga Nji, said, as the person charged with controlling such activities, President Biya's clear vision of making Cameroon a state of freedoms and rights cannot be thwarted. So movements known as, the APC and the ATPC are not political parties as per the law number 9056 of 19th of December 1990 on political parties. Given that these clandestine movements have no legal existence, they cannot carry out any political activity nationwide. So the Minat boss, Minister Paul Atanga Nji, explained that only legalized political parties can apply for authorizations from administrative authorities for public meetings, demonstrations, conferences, or rallies, which are granted depending on the social climate and relevance of the reasons advanced. So the status of members or the status of member of parliament or politician does not authorize anyone to defy state authority with impunity or to stir up rebellion, to make offensive remarks about authorities, and exhibit the deliberate intention to constantly undermine political or public order. So the last page, it concludes by saying, any attempt to organize any activity under the aforementioned movements or any other similar name in the pipeline shall henceforth be considered by Minat as casus belli. The regional governors shall each in his own sphere be responsible for the strict enforcement of these instructions. So for una no know, casus belli, it just means any act or an event that either provokes or is used to justify a war. So basically, it talks if these clandestine, illegal, unauthorized movements or alliances political alliances that they carry on with their activity, then they are basically starting a confrontation with the Minister of Territorial Administration and the laws of Cameroon, because that will be used as a case or a cause or events that provokes confrontation. That's what he means by casus belli, a Latin word, Latin expression. So now the press statement that way, the Minister for Territorial Administration, they don't put them out there. And all these major newspapers, both in English and French, now the actual communicate that we sign them, they don't carry them out. So now the small news that I bring up for now this morning, make una understand what really happened. These people, they don't go sit down with Ayuk Tabe, the Nera 10, and the terrorists them for Kondengi. They try for promise them some concessions or whatever, say they will release them and then dialogue with them or whatever. Where they, first of all, like they just been a parliamentarian and they are still in the process of challenging for the presidential election in 2025 for unseat the CPDM. And according to them, if they come to power, now what that way they could do, they could compromise the territorial integrity of the nation. I don't know what way their plans be, because I don't know what way, because the simple question get to be where they get to put up with them. And one of the things this way me I like him personally like him about presidential aspirant Maurice Kamto, where they don't ask it talk him how her plan the series, so it not be in favor of dividing Cameroon at all. So whatever dialogue, negotiation, or appeasement we get for the separatists, terrorists, it could be anything but the separation or division of Cameroon. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. It's not going to ever happen. So make of that what you will, my country people then. So for other news, I'm play for now this short video. Now listen.
For protecting, not because it will be perfect. If you look at war and propaganda, the propaganda will be used film marshal. It will play on the psychology. So it will be important for protecting, not because it will be perfect. And nobody, even if brand, nothing protect them. Okay, they don't let it for their hand. See the way Cameroon glad celebrate and waka for Kumba, say they don't kill them. Now for tell you say the one you hear that woman talk for television, so they do them because they want traumatize people for mind. Cameroon understand mind and psychology. So if they take can't show Unabakumba, Unakodo say that they win war. Yes. My brother wanna talk. The thing vex me plenty. You and talk about. Go ahead, watcher.
Yeah, thank you, listeners. Thank you. One thing I want to tell you, say, Christopher, I know this situation will happen. It ain't Nyongo. Nyongo no be saying that Nyongo for Cameroon, and Nyongo say anything where it touch him, it die. Frighten the rest of the community. May they understand, say, if you do this thing again, your own head too will end on top of the tree. So that way they be key Ivor. That way Cho Ayaba be key Ivor. If be given for La Republic, they be throw and say, oh, now that big general, this will don't kill him. If we not try, we will kill una too. Today, more confirm say that female they don't kill him. You don't see the kill him, they carry again, come parade and for Kumba, the show and say, if we not try, you be fighter, you don't put your gun now, we'll kill you too. Now, Nyongo, it's one system.
So when I don't listen to that, now Amba fools them, they talk, they just explain what you don't tell una. The ability, the powers where we get them for compromise the Amba terrorists, carry their body, go display them in public is very important. It is systematically, it did demoralize them, it did make them.
If you look at what
it did demoralize them, it did make them, then so they say they don't feel recruit new terrorists them. It attack them right at their core, and why they understand the psychological aspect of it. The inability for them for feel raise money, the inability for them for lie about this speaking the way they kill them. So not them that way they confess, but I don't even want to dwell on that much. I know one for making this live broadcast along. So I will take some of our comments then, and then I will respond to one or two people the way I don't see they don't leave some comments then, which is fantastic. We all support people then for get their own opinions and for freely express those opinions then. But if you dare on the side of ambassador terrorism, fantastic. Well, we will compromise all now our own position that and we know the entertain we not giving nothing for talk. We will not for that one. We not get the opinion fantastic. We not say we not carry guns fantastic. We not say we no ever enter Amba land. We not say we not don't drive we not make we enemies then from Nijon Frunti, the phone of So to Cardinal Toomey, to the phone of Bamba Lang, to all political leaders, to all lawyers, teachers, all educated people, them, all learned people, all business people, them. When I said they be black legs, they be enemies. When I talk so fantastic, when I go get the independence, now make we see them. Now all that I go tell you now, we not get with nothing again for talk about that one. So this comment now from Basil Vumgo Ken Fak. He say, hi, Igwe. I salute you too. Get this one from James Spin. He say, Igwe, thank you. And to get James Spin again, he say, Igwe, your place, Dave. We'll get this comment from David, Tim David Jam. It's a happy new year, Igwe. Udena for the 13th of March 2024. You tell me happy new year, but thank you so much. Happy new year too for you. Maybe you never did online for a long time. Okay. So now the next comment, yeah, it's okay. This one are from some guy where he say he named Ade Anthony Fumi. Sounds Nigerian. The name sounds Nigerian. He may be Cameroonian, I don't know, but it may also be a Cameroonian with a Nigerian ancestry, if possible, which is fantastic. It's all good. Love it. What did you comment? He say, Ade Anthony Fumi talk say, Atanga Nji is from the Northwest, so no surprise he is against the Southwesterners in prison visits. Well, this just goes to explain for Una, which we don't always tell Una about the Northwest versus the Southwest divide. Almost anything where you talk politically, when Anglophones they be concerned, they go always instinctively look at Northwest man will try to protect Northwest man, or they would try to look at that angle. And they go see and say this, so we're talking about the Anglophones. They go see and say this, so they're talking about Northwest versus Southwest. And that the fundamental reason this way Ambazonia no go ever exist. Two-state federation no go ever exist inside Cameroon because of this dichotomy, this divide between the Northwesterner and the Southwesterner. It is real. It is not man-made. It is not fiction. It is not fictitious. It is real. The grievances are there. It's clear. And when I say, yes, Minister Paul Atanga Nji, that Northwest man, fantastic, 100%. But because I don't call Ayuk Tabe name, it don't mean say. And I remember I talked in Nera 10. There are 10 of them. But not just 10 of them. There are about 1,000 of them in prison. That just Ayuk Tabe represents, because when I call you the leader, Nfongala no been a Southwest man. Make I put back up the una bear with me 1 second. May I put back up that image. Una see now the Nera 10 that. Okay? Nfongala na in that for corner ayabacho I for day. Na Bamenda man na Northwest man. When I see the other one, Awasum, Augustine Awasum, Musai Komot. So when I see Ayuk Tabe de for that picture, center top. For that picture, center top, right? For your left, you get Fongala for na Bamenda man. For your right, you get Awasum. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who's Awasum come up, but it sounds a Northwest name. Tassan Wilfred. Usai Komod. You get the other one Nde Nche. What to be your name again? That name, no Bamenda name. Okay, all this other one them you get Fidelis, Wetty, and all this other one them. And then na Blaze, Shufai Blaze. The majority of them Nera 10 na actually Northwesterners. But because I call one name, Ayuk Tabe when a Manuman, Southwest name, you don't already go you straight to the Northwest Southwest divide. That's where Anglophones go straight. Ain't no dilly dally. It goes straight to talking about Minister Paul Atanga Nji. When I never learn nothing, the Northwest versus Southwest divide will be start from 1950s. Ndele versus Foncha. Now you make come. When I go confused, I use your pass and zealous score goals them for the federal constitution. When I get nothing for them because when I focus as Anglophones be being for fight, Foncha they try for protect itself against Ndele. Ndele they try for protect itself against Foncha. That was the fight for former British Southern Cameroon's that. Now, why that way they will give the federal constitution, the draft, President Amadou Ahidjo, make a draft, give Foncha take and hide them from Ndele, hide them from other people then, because he want to get a private backdoor one-on-one deal with Ahidjo for protect himself, for protect his personal interest for KNDP, and not for make the Southwesterners or the Ndele camp may get any advantage. That's what happened. He go negotiate two positions for himself. As a vice president of the Federal Republic of Cameroon and still as the prime minister of West Cameroon. KNDP will occupy both of those positions then in the 11 years of the federation. In the 11 years of the federation, all the top 2 political positions, the way they be held in that federation, may be held by people then from the Northwest. Whether now Augustine Gomjua to Esti Muna to Jongo Foncha. Why would I think say Southwest but they didn't go vex? Another anger make him now by 1966. When we President Amadou Ahidjo began tell them say, you people are always fighting. When they fight amongst themselves all the time, and they write petitions themselves for UN, Foncha they write their own. That was even before independence, and then after independence, now they will write that petition. Now they send it for Yaoundé to President Amadou Ahidjo. Every day, President Amadou Ahidjo they can't separate fight for West Cameroon state. Every day, President Amadou Ahidjo they can't separate fight. Endele day for Foncha and Neck, Foncha day for Endele and Neck, Jua, Estimuna. They fight amongst themselves. So by 1966, President Amadou Ahidjo said, I don't tire for the separate una fight. Better una dissolve all those political parties, the una get them, will form one political party inside Cameroon, the UNC. Una bear with me 1 second. Now I there for this topic. Some I go put some information where it there. Una just bear with me. I go find the information. Post them because when I want to talk, I want to talk with evidence. Okay, I want to talk with evidence. Okay, the CNU Political Party will be formed by 1966. Now, I'm sure I'm that on the screen. When I see them on the screen, right? I hope someone that see them there on the screen. Now, the CNU that this one a poster will be made in 1966 or 67. When I see the president, the national president of the CNU Political Party, President Amadou Ahidjo. When I see the very first picture after ye, now who that? Solomon Tandeng Muna. Now Esti Muna, I picture that way when I see him. And then next to ye, now Paul Biya, where today now the current president of the Republic of Cameroon. Okay, ma put una the next picture. Now see this one now. This one now the executive members and for CNU. The first picture for that page now John Go Foncha, that top left. Now, John Go Foncha, I picture that. I don't make him up. These people then for 1966, they deliberately, willfully dissolved their political parties then because of infighting in West Cameroon for go join the CNU, one party system inside Cameroon. Now, Anglophones, they do have, no mean Francophones, no mean some person, they deliberately, they could have just said, no, I need to dissolve my political party. But at that time, because Foncha, it be the fight endele say and say this. So if you go align with Ahidjo, it go neutralize Foncha. Foncha too say and say if you go align with Ahidjo, it go neutralize endele. Because of that infighting, when President Amadou Ahidjo it come now can't tell and say, we're gonna dissolve all those political parties then for stop the infighting, can we go form one political party? All of them accepted. They did that. No one did that for them. They did that on their own volition. Okay, Marshall now the next picture. Now the next picture, this. Okay, the person we want to see him, the second picture. Now Bernard Fonlon, Professor Bernard Fonlon. Now in that, the second picture for the picture where they on our screen. Okay, the first picture where he wear glasses for that picture. Now endele that. Now endele that people there for executive for the CNU. Political party, one party system for Cameroon, 1966. Now, endele that we wear glasses, the first picture, and the second picture now Bernard Fonlon, Northwest man. Okay, una wama show una all the evidence. Now then that. Who did this to us? We did it to ourselves. We did it to ourselves. Infighting. So ma go back for the comment. So I hope so I don't answer your question. It has nothing to even do with what I come up for talk today. Not get nothing to do with the North-South divide. But of course, your mind automatically goes straight for there because of our own tribalistic nature. Thank you, Nka Tata Sonny. You say your place there. Thank you. And then now this other next comment from Chin Chin Kennedy. He said, but when one becomes president, he has the right to release all political prisoners under presidential decree. Yes. You spell digress. I believe say you mean decree. Under presidential decree. Yes. As the president, head of state of the republic, now the only person that way he get the powers and the authority for grant clemency or amnesty. Now the only person that. So yes, if Jean-Michel Ninchu become president of the republic, it is within his powers for grant them amnesty, for release them, for release the prisoners and what are the ambassador terrorists, or it is within his power as the president, as the head of state. Yes, 100%. But until then, well, he doesn't have the powers. Yes, you are 100% right. No person need to dispute that fact. And then we get Jumo Adamu Toxic Cafe Day Up Igwe. Thank you. Thank you plenty. All the people the way they don't join we. Una mash fire for share. And we'll continue for the do our part for sensitize or contribute to them. Another person don't send a comment. I want for read them. Cameroon Mezambikin. It talks very intelligent. The Kumkumasa. Thank you. Thank you plenty. All my way. It don't watch. When I place today, when I match fire for share, I make it go far and wide. I go end them for here. I know one for over labor the point. So now the presentation that I bring up for una short, straight to the point. When I get WhatsApp telephone number, we will also be on Telegram +44 749 519 8739. The number there on the screen right now. When I save them, WhatsApp me. When I could get the link for join the group. Today, at the 13th of March 2024, and as I talked earlier, we don't talk about the Minat boss, Minister Paul Atanga Nji, where he put out this strong communique. And that is that my contribute to them. Now the communique that be printed for how do you le quotidien or whatever. When I know me, I'll be 100% Anglophone. French they pass me, but I did learn, and I will continue to learn. I must talk that French one day. So that is that. I contribute to them. Thank you plenty. All man we don't join and they don't share. And Nicolas Umbe, it talks that they should remain in prison. Me too. I want them to remain in prison. Don't get me wrong. But if new president come and he decide to release them, he has the power. What do you want me to do or say? He has the powers. So it get right for exercise the powers. My contribute them. Thank you plenty.